Well, hello, everyone. This is Wilson Cole, president of Adams, Evans, and Ross and Backdoor Hiring Solution and managing partner of Lookalike Global, which actually also owns recruiting and staffing solutions, marketing, and media. And I am here with Allie and one of our brand managers and my daughter, Allie Cole. How are you doing, Allie?
Hello. How about yourself?
Doing fine, doing fine. You know, one of the things we enacted, one of y'all's campaigns last month, and actually paid dividends. We got an award at one of the conferences that will be unannounced or unmentioned, but we had gotten an award, and I think it's directly linked back to the campaigns that we do, because a lot of people. In a lot of companies, they will just go ahead and they'll make outbound calls, but without a uniformed attack. And we refer to it as kind of multipliers, to where they see your article, they see you in Facebook, they get the telephone call, and it's just layered marketing after layered marketing. One of the things that I absolutely love is whenever a client tells us, when we ask, hey, how did you hear about us? And they go, we see you all over the place. I don't know which one it was. That tells me we probably have our marketing right. But one of the things that we do here on the front side is we have campaigns where we invite somebody to a webinar or trade shows. And we still do a lot of trade shows. I'm sure a lot of staffing firms do trade shows in their areas. And you have a couple of options. One is you can kind of send out a weak email that says, hey, come see us on the 24th at our booth. We'll be at whatever association. We come at it a little bit differently. We have our outbound marketers reach out to the list of people that are going to be there, or even not even going to be there, just from the association, and they basically say, hey, Wilson or Samantha or Allie or whoever's going to be there is going to be there. We'd love for you to come by and see them. Do you want to set up a meeting to talk with them, or do you have something that you'd like to cover with them, to kind of pre-roll it? But you also do some things on the backside to where, like, we show up in their Facebook, we show up in the remarketing. After we make that call and we send out that email and they click on that link, kind of describe some of the stuff that you guys are doing over on the other side, to where we show up in those Facebook feeds and webinar rebranding. What are you guys doing over there?
Well, the cool thing about LinkedIn and Facebook advertising is you can get really, really targeted. So we could upload all the lists if we happen to have all the emails. And as long as the people signed up with their company emails that's on file, we'll be able to show up in their news feeds. Along with, we can have Facebook or LinkedIn pixels put on the pages that we're putting out, so that way we can retarget them that way as well. So you're really getting it multiple different ways, and there are many different angles that you can come at it. And on top of that, calling before you go to a trade show, we've seen huge responses for it, because especially with Adams, Evans, and Ross, people don't really want to be caught off guard with thinking about collections, and usually tend to avoid us. And it just seems like it gets them in the mindset of, oh yes, I was wanting to talk to you about that account that went sideways, where you might get more of a shut down feeling from someone that could potentially be a client, because they don't want to think about that right now.
We are like oxygen. When you have plenty of it, and so all of your clients are paying, you're not going to think about Adams, Evans, and Ross. Let that oxygen supply get kind of restricted a little bit. They're picking up the phone and calling us, and that's what we want. And this also, if they have some questions, because I'm a firm believer in, I not only want to be in contact with our clients when they have a problem, because when they have a problem, yes, they're going to call us. I want to train and educate that client, so when they do have a problem, their contracts are in order, their documents are signed. And so when it comes into our office, we're in a much better shape and in a much stronger position to get that account collected for them. So now let me drill back on what you were saying. Everybody knows that when you click on that link and it goes to the pixel, then it inserts that cookie, and then they start seeing you in Facebook, LinkedIn, or things on those lines. If I understand what you're saying is if you have an email list, assuming that they use that email list as their login, and people that are my age that have had that email address for the last 20 years, it is their Facebook login. It is the keys to the city. So what you're saying is you can remarket to that list through Facebook and other social platforms as long as you have that list, and so you can run those ads. Wow.
Absolutely. And you can even make a custom audience out of it. So if you had this awesome list of, for us, recruiters that just are at the top of their field and we want more people like them, we could actually create a custom audience from that. So it would be people that shared very similar traits to our original list.
So you can almost use our list and say, hey, create a lookalike list for a custom audience.
Absolutely.
Well, that is really neat. And I tell you what, right now, Facebook is still affordable and still underpriced, in my opinion. I can assure you, if you take a look at your Facebook feed, you're starting to see companies like Nissan run commercials on it, ESPN, because the dynamics are changing with TV. So if you were going to do something on LinkedIn or on Facebook and even on LinkedIn, right now it's still, in my opinion, underpriced. Once all that institutional money from the networks, because nobody's watching network TV, starts flooding Facebook and the others, it's going to drive those prices through the roof. And Allie's group has some really neat techniques to where if you have an email list of 500 or 200 or whatever of your best customers or best products, all of a sudden you can start showing up in their Facebook feed. But with what she just said there, which I didn't realize, is that you could actually take that email address and say, find me other folks just like this, and kind of grow that group as well.
Absolutely.
Well, outstanding. Well, your group, in my opinion, gets 50% of the credit for the award. And by the way, that same award, I have the award from a few years ago. Sam has an award from a couple of years ago, or a year or so at that. If you want that award for your desk, remind me, and I will pass it over to you. What do you have to share with the any parting comments or things on those lines before we wrap up this meeting?
I think I've said everything I need to say.
Outstanding. Thank you.